Ignition sequence starts. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Liftoff. We have a liftoff.
Hey everybody, this is the Digital Asset Investor, and I don't normally do this, but I'm going to make a request. You that are listening to this video, I want you to spread this video far and wide, and I'll tell you why. I spent yesterday doing what I am intent upon doing. There are so many great videos and pieces of information from the past in the blockchain industry that I wanted to show you. And so I went and this has to do with different things regarding like the SEC lawsuit and Ripple and the blockchain industry and different things. And so I think that you will really have your eyes opened at the end of this video, and I want you to share this with your friends and family, because everybody needs to see what I'm about to show you, okay? But first I'm going to talk about the market. We've got an XRP. I'm very excited that XRP has stayed, it's been very, it stayed very close around $1.35 to $1.40 over the last few days. Usually when you have these major surges, it's like there's like a huge drop, but we haven't seen that with this. It's kind of exciting. Now, I also wanted to show you this. This is Crypto Wizard XRP Daily Technical Outlook. Again, I'm no chart guy. I'm not a trader. I'm just showing you the opinion of someone who does do that kind of stuff. The weekly chart in XRP, BTC, and XRP closed strongly bullish. The daily candles closed slightly bearish, but they are still in bullish area. A healthy pullback will be great for this long-term bullishness. I'll look for more scalps in XRP this coming week. And so he's got his charts here, and I don't know that it doesn't look like he's predicting anything or anything like that. Now, then there was this one from Crypto Bull 2020. I saw it yesterday, I believe. This is crazy. Looking at the monthly XRP chart, we are now exactly at the same month we were in 2017 when we had the first 3 green monthly candles. If this was to play out, we would close April at $2.42 and May at $7.25, at June at $40. And somebody's tapping their slippers from Dorothy from the Wizard of Oz. Okay, now to what I told you about. This is why I want you to spread this around to your friends and family. I am not going to make a judgment on any of this, but what I am going to do is show you the video. I don't have to say a word. I want you to watch this video. This is Senator Warren talking to Jay Clayton, who filed the lawsuit against Ripple as he walked out the door. Watch this. This is when they were doing, I guess, his confirmation hearings. Watch this.
Based on your...
Well, that stopped. Hold on a sec. I'm going to turn this up. See if that...
Personal client disclosures, then, for half of your tenure as SEC chair, you would not be able to vote to enforce the law against several big banks, including Goldman Sachs, Deutsche Bank, Barclays, and UBS. Is that right?
Yes, Senator.
Thank you. Those banks have repeatedly violated securities laws in the past few years, but if they violate securities laws again in your first 2 years as SEC chairman, you can't vote to punish them. And I think that's a problem. But it's just the tip of the iceberg. Your recusals would not be limited just to your own former clients. The Ethics Executive Order also requires you to recuse yourself for 2 years from any matter in which your former law firm, Sullivan and Cromwell, represents a party. Now, Sullivan and Cromwell is a leading New York law firm with a very long list of Wall Street clients. So for half of your term as SEC chair, you would not be able to vote to punish any corporation or bank that uses Sullivan and Cromwell as their lawyer. Is that right?
I believe that's a fair summary, Senator.
Thank you.
All I can say is, wow. But we're not done wowing yet. Let's wow again. Watch this video that I put together yesterday as well.
Altcoins. We have discussed Bitcoin, but there are other altcoins out there. There is Ether, for example. There is Ripple. Is Ether a security?
So Bob, I'm not going to comment on specific crypto assets and whether they are a security or are not a security, but you captured the definition very well. Now, am I giving you my money for you to go off in a venture, or I'm relying on your efforts and the efforts of your colleagues?
Right. So it's not the launch that we have. So we are going to start the Ether pre-sale in a couple of weeks. So the Ether pre-sale will be an opportunity for anyone to purchase Ether, where Ether is the internal currency inside of the Ethereum system, sort of like the XRP and Ripple.
Now, is there a big window of opportunity for people to get in, or is there just like a one-day opportunity?
No, it's something we're thinking of. It might be 45 days, it might be 30, it might be 60 days.
Okay, so there's plenty of time. Sort of an incremental thing, so the earlier you go in.
The earlier you get in, the better price you get.
So let me turn to what's a security. A token, a digital asset, where I give you my money and you go off and make a venture. You have some company you want to start or something you want, and in return for me giving you my money, you say, you know what, I'm going to give you a return. Or you can get a return in the secondary market by selling your token to somebody. That is a security, and we regulate that. We regulate the offering of that security, and we regulate the trading of that security. And that's our job, and we've been doing it for a long time.
So you're...
All right, so there's that. Then I did this one. This was pulled from, there was like a, on YouTube, someone had done like some type of a documentary or something, but look at, and John Deaton, who's suing the SEC on behalf of XRP holders, he had tweeted this. He said, digital asset investors recently shown exactly what SEC Chief Grunfest said to Clayton and the SEC enforcement. The SEC has failed to make a material distinction between XRP and Ethereum, and until it does, it calls into question the exercise of the Commission's discretion. Watch this.
Ethereum needed money to come to life. They looked to a nascent crowdfunding model called Initial Coin Offerings, in short, ICO. They created a token called Ether and toured the world to convince people to buy their tokens.
Instead of having a contract that's backed by a legal system, you would put money into a magic box, and then that magic box would just automatically move the funds over to me if I do what I need to do, and refund the funds back to you otherwise.
I saw his team, I was like, wow, you have such a lavish team back then, because back then in the Bitcoin industry, there's no like 10 people team. I was like, you have a project manager, you have a graphic designer, that's like more than luxury, right? I said, oh, Vitalik, whatever you're building, I don't understand, but do come to China and tell us about it. And he did. He says, Eric, I want to learn Chinese. I said, come to China. You might find a Chinese girlfriend. You're probably gonna be able to speak Chinese very soon. So he did. He did Ken.
Because of my art network, I was actually able to access a very high level and a very qualified level of C-suite executives in the financial industry. So these are managing directors and CEOs of some of the major banks in Hong Kong. And I was able to have these very frank and very kind of open discussions with them about the ideas of blockchain and help to try and normalize the concept and normalize the conversation of blockchain and Bitcoin so that it wasn't just this kind of threatening kind of idea to the banks. I was very kind of pleasantly surprised at how willing they were to engage in this idea. Even some of the banks which were openly anti-Bitcoin, some of their executives were happy to kind of come to my, quirky little private lunches with Vitalik Buterin. This is back in 2014, and listen to these strange ideas and walk away with, their door a little bit further open about what the future of finance could potentially be.
They were able to raise the funds, and Ether became a cryptocurrency traded on an exchange, just like Bitcoin.
So now, again, I want to say that I'm not showing you this stuff for the purpose of beating up on Ethereum. That's not the point at all. The point of showing you this stuff is that there is an obvious, there's obviously not a level playing field with regard to who's being gone after and who's not. And this is just blatantly wrong. So now I want to show you this. Now, when you watch this, I want you to think, Ripple is the one that gets sued by the US government, by the SEC. Ethereum does not. And I want you to just ask yourself, and make sure you show this to your friends and family, because ask yourself, is there something wrong here?
You know, I think it's incredibly important that the whole industry recognize that we have to work with the regulators. We have to work with the system. I've been fond of saying the blockchain revolution is happening from within the system. It's not going to happen from outside the system. There's some in the Bitcoin community that have really advocated kind of, not just down to banks, but down to governments. And we have been a contrarian, relatively speaking, in that regard. And so I think when we think about an XRP flow and solving that institutional money flow, where we've announced pilots with Western Union and MoneyGram, all of those transactions are happening through a registered financial institution to a registered financial institution where there's a KYC, something called a KYC check, know your customer. Every financial transaction is through a regulated endpoint. And so when regulators hear that and they understand, they're like, oh, you're not circumventing regulations. You're not trying to enable anonymous transactions. And I think that's incredibly important for the world to understand that, like, to the extent there's regulatory concerns about digital assets, not all assets are created the same. And we should understand what the differences are.
Right. So
you said that you guys are looking to incorporate and do this out of Switzerland, and you're purposely, you live in Canada, right?
Yes.
And so you're purposely not doing it in Canada, and you're purposely not doing it in the U.S.
A large part of that is regulatory reasons.
Okay.
So with Switzerland, they have a very long and established tradition of, first of all, very friendly banking laws. Also, a tradition of stability. So it's not like some tiny tax haven that's going to turn against us the moment that the U.S. government wants to.
So he says Switzerland's not like some tiny tax haven where the U.S. government could, a tiny tax haven might flip and allow the U.S. to go after Ethereum. That's what he just said.
And the second thing is that they also have a tradition of direct democracy, very accessible government. So we have contact with open transactions, and through them, we've actually been talking directly with some government officials.
So is any of your team has to be physically in Switzerland,
right.
or are you going to have to be in Switzerland?
Yeah, well, a large part of our team is currently in Switzerland. We are establishing a substantial retail operations there.
Okay, right. But you'll still be based out of Canada.
Yeah. So part of us will be in Switzerland, part of us in Canada. We're already a globally distributed effort.
Sure.
All right. So I wanted to finish this by showing you this. Kava Labs has over $30 million in total earnings distributed. These are one of my sponsors. And if you go to kava.io, and I've got a link to this in my description, this is what I'm doing. I'm trying to earn I've got some Kava in there, and I'm trying to earn interest at 22.68. Now this fluctuates, but you can do that. And I think they also have it now set up where you can borrow or earn interest on your digital assets, and XRP is one of them. Now, as the markets are going up, I want to remind everybody, when prices go up, that's when the hackers and the bad guys come out of the woodwork trying to steal people's digital assets. So you got to be protected on your computer. I have a VPN on my computer, and I'm going to put this in the top of this description. You can go download Pure VPN, and it'll let you surf anonymously. Then it's just one of the security aspects of being in this game, in my opinion. I'm the digital asset investor. I'm not an investment advisor. This is for entertainment purposes only. Please subscribe, hit the like button, and tell your friends and family to share this video. I want everybody to see this one. Thank you for listening.